So I already had a video planned for today, and obviously if you're a fan of the channel, as you know, videos always go up at 7 PM UK time. However, because of the natural fluidity of the internet, of course more news came out before my video was released to give us at least some clarity on what Spider-Man Miles Morales will actually be. You see, originally I said that it was going to be a standalone game on its own to be released with the PS5. I didn't say it was a direct sequel to Marvel's Spider-Man on the PS4, however, it's a story that takes place within the universe to some capacity. So what exactly is the game then? Is it even a game by itself? Well, there are really two options here. Spider-Man Miles Morales has been treated as, and I quote, a expansion of Spider-Man PS4. Now here's where this gets interesting. Normally expansions of games mean that a game has already been released and will have updates that you can either pay for or they come free, which adds new interactive content like new missions, side quests, weapons, items, you name it. This does not include fixing bugs with the original game, but means that new content is going to be added, such as the Spider-Man PS4, DLCs like Black Cat, Silver Sable, and now obviously the expansion, Miles Morales. And honestly, the way that they described this game made it seem like they were going to go with it's just going to be a DLC on the PS5 version of Marvel's Spider-Man. Or is it? You see, game franchises normally like to do spin-off games to the original series to fill in the gaps or to keep the audience alive or excited for the next game while they work on the next big title for the series. Notable franchises that like to do things like this include stuff like Assassin's Creed, who have done many spin-offs and stories that don't actually fit into the main line but are more quote-unquote expansions of the main story to delve into different stories and characters and everything like that. However, the one that is being compared to Spider-Man Miles Morales the most is Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is also PS4 exclusive, which was actually a spin-off game from Uncharted 4. This game didn't actually play through the main story as such and left that to the bigger game, and rather delved into the other depths of that universe. I feel like Spider-Man Miles Morales will be the same thing. Miles Morales will get his own standalone game and it will feature Miles as the main character. It will follow him through his journey of becoming Spider-Man and could potentially introduce us to new characters to this universe. Now obviously this is not the actual sequel to Spider-Man PS4. What I said in my previous video was that this would be in no way the sequel, as I think it's way too early to cast away Peter Parker as the main Spider-Man, especially since they set up two new Peter Parker villains for the sequel in Venom and Green Goblin. This game will be a shorter story and won't have as many hours as Spider-Man PS4 did. I think this game, or expansion as I'm going to call it from now on, will be its own standalone thing, like Uncharted Lost Legacy. Now this begs the question, will Peter Parker or any other characters from the Spider-Man PS4 universe show up in the Miles Morales game? Well, almost certainly yes. Since it isn't a main story game, I do think that Miles will have his own side characters, but I also do think that in terms of the side characters, we could potentially see the other ones from Spider-Man PS4 as well to help fill in the gaps in between the first Spider-Man game and then the direct sequel, whilst also carrying Miles' solo story as well. This means we could see the return of someone like Norman Osborn for a brief appearance, and Peter Parker for some portion of the game, probably mentoring Miles. Another thing that I think this expansion will do is set up future Miles games. If Spider-Man PS4 was the springboard for Peter's character, then this game could potentially act as a springboard for Miles' character too. And this could set up a Miles franchise, which also is something else I delved into in my original video for today, and how I think that it was a good thing that we're getting a Miles game, as that when he does eventually inevitably take the mantle of Spider-Man, or the lead Spider-Man, when Peter eventually dies or potentially retires, Miles will be fully developed, and I think will feel natural for him to take that spot. But with that being said, that is it for today's short video. Sorry if it seems short or rushed. I'll be bringing more news out tomorrow about any updates if there are any. If there aren't, then I do have a theory video planned out for some things that we could see in the Miles Morales game, which I think could be cool to set up future storylines in the Spider-Man PS4 universe. Anyway, with that being said, hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and if you want to be informed of more Spider-Man PS4 and sequel news, and also hit the bell next to the subscribe button to not miss any more content and get notified as soon as the videos go up. And with that being said, once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.